How's it going, YouTube? We got things to talk about right now, so strap on, get your popcorn ready, and we're gonna get right into the news. Now, you know how much I don't really talk about Impact Wrestling. I really don't really show that much of it. I do watch it, but right now, I don't know. Because if you haven't already, this past weekend, Tessa Blanchard and a couple of other women had some back and forth with each other, talking about what is it exactly? And it's kind of ironic, because I don't want to sound like Joker or anything, right? We live in a society where people want to tattletale and gossip about what they do in the past or what actually want to affect them on their careers, affect on their lives. And if you got, whether you're a rapist, a racist, a bully, a sex offender, or if you got fetishes like Ricochet and Lars Sullivan, it don't even matter what it is. All it is that it'll affect your life and it'll affect the career that you're in. What am I talking about? Tessa Blanchard this weekend was exposed for being a racist and a bully because of an incident that happened 3 years ago that involved women, including La Rosa. La Rosa went on to talk about how she was pretty much said the N-word, she's a bully, and a few others, Rebel, Chelsea, and Sienna, and a few others too. Just basically blackmailing Tessa Blanchard, exposing her for what she truly is. And Tessa Blanchard fired back talking about that she denies all of that. She doesn't believe all of that, all of the things that they're saying. And all it started off with her talking about, hey, women, we should support each other. It's cool. Cool things happen. And then things went haywire, like it's World War III. 2020 started off with a bang, and I don't know how long it could act up like that. But the moral of the story is she's a racist, she's a bully, and this all led up to like her fighting against Santa McCallahan for the world title, and she became the first woman to become the women's world heavyweight champion. Basically, she won the men's belt. Not to mention that we're not going to forget about Sexy Star in a couple of years ago, but we're not going to talk about that. But Tessa Blanchard is like my take on all of this. We all know that she's a bully, right? We know how behind the scenes and backstage she looks like a person that has a really negative energy. She's a cunt. Let's just put that. Let me just put that swear word in there. She's a cunt, and she's not the only one though in this modern day age. It could be for past, the present, and the future. Remember how Shawn Michaels was always that big asshole? And all it was about himself, wanting to put himself over, yada yada yada. But then he left WWE, he came back a few years later, he's a Christian, and everything went to blow over. And people are telling that Tessa Blanchard is saying that she's the Hulk Hogan, or she's a Fabulous Moolah of professional wrestling, all of that. And I kind of want to talk about that. Fabulous Moolah did a lot of worse shit than what Tessa Blanchard did. Fabulous Moolah basically worked her whole trainers like a bunch of lapdogs, like a bunch of Chinese people in a shoe workshop. It was that crazy, the way she was in the back of the day. And WWE caught on about that exposure, and they pretty much just took her name out of the books. And that's what Impact Wrestling didn't do. They didn't take Tessa Blanchard out of the books because to them, according to them, they didn't want to actually say anything about it. They were just like, alright, we don't want to be hypocritical. Even though they did a lot of hypocritical shit, but we're not going to talk about that. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is that Tessa Blanchard, she had a little incident. This is why she was not hired by WWE, because of her attitude. The way she was to all of the people, and all of that stuff. But we heard more stuff into all of this. We are hearing more yesterday that La Rosa actually was in the wrong as well. La Rosa went on to, according to some podcast, she actually held up a women's locker room that included Tessa Blanchard, and it probably could have included all those people that are exposing Tessa Blanchard. They're talking about that she went on to hold up a hostage, a women's locker room, and threatened to kill all the women in it. And Tessa Blanchard is one of them. Tessa Blanchard, but in my eyes, I think that she said some stuff about the N-word. She probably spilled the N-word, she stood up to herself, and now she's not going to have that happen, and then she got hospitalized. That's what pretty much just happened there. Now, my intake on all this. I think for sure, Tessa Blanchard, I know that she can be a bully to all of her women workers. She went on to talk about in the Fatal 4-Way WrestleCon women's main event when Sandman said, like, hey, you women shouldn't really be main eventing. What is this garbage? And then Tessa Blanchard exposed that, and she's pretty much said that we have the most toughest women in the business. And she's right. She's all facts. She basically said what she said. But her being hypocrite is kind of not really good, to be honest. And probably resulted of why exactly this is a whole awkward situation, because this is all flowed over right when she's about to win the world title. And it's kind of funny too, because remember all those things that I said. Ricochet got accused of having this fetish. He won the United States title. It's kind of like how the Usos, they won the tag team titles, and then we saw just Jimmy Uso getting DUI'd, or Jey Uso and Naomi and all that type of stuff. Yeah, they went inside the Uso penitentiary and things went to blow over. But the thing is, though, is this that I don't understand is that where is all the proof that all of this stuff is happening? All of these women are talking about it, but what is the real story on it? Like, who exactly is telling the truth, and who exactly knows what happened? Well, according to Reddit, that Tessa Blanchard actually took a shit in a bag and sent it to some fan because, like, they were into some shit fetish. Yeah, that's kind of weird. But so then Tessa Blanchard, pretty much, I know that she is a bully, but I don't really think that she would go that low to talk about the N-word, because we have some proof on that with Hulk Hogan being on the N-word scene and on a sex tape. There was proof on there. There's audio and all that type of stuff. And then he got erased from history, all that stuff. But I do believe La Rosa did do that. It's more of like nobody's really telling the truth. Nobody knows exactly what's going on. It's all just poppycock. It's all smoke and mirrors. And I kind of feel bad for Sami Callihan. Sami Callihan had to agree to this situation. It's like they planned all of this. This was like 8 months planned that Tessa Blanchard was going to win the world title. And then, you never know. Like, management could always like rewrite scripts, but like, whatever they plan out, then that's what they plan out. They plan out days before the pay-per-view. That's how it is. But thing is, when things blow over, like, and this also happened also with wrestling too. It happened with a few other people that we know about. With the guy who was a part of the Predator movie. He got accused of being a sex offender and all that type of jazz. And the Child Predator. Remember the director, the Child Predator from Jeepers Creepers 3? He got accused of that shit. So it's just all awkward right now. To be honest, I like Tessa Blanchard. I think she's a tremendous wrestler. She's lives up to the ages of all the other men's wrestlers, that even her own father, right? But we all know her father is a racist. I don't believe Tessa Blanchard is. But I want to know in your comments though. In the comments below, what do you guys think exactly happened? Do you believe that Tessa Blanchard is a racist? Do you believe all the type of stuff? Because for me, I don't know who's telling the story what. The biggest issue for me is that nobody's exactly saying anything. No one's telling the exact story. We need proof. We need audio, some video, something that'll actually, we'll get the whole scenery of it. We'll actually know about if they're actually telling the truth or not. Just like now, these women, Gail Kim actually talked to Tessa Blanchard, hugged her, and all that type of stuff. We don't know what their conversation was, but like somebody knows, and somebody's not telling the truth, and that's an issue with that. So we don't know what the moral of that. Tessa Blanchard is, in my opinion, if she did do that, all that type of stuff, then it sounds believable. But if not, I don't know what the case is would be. That hopefully this all gets blown away. But I want to know what you guys think about this whole situation. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, leave a like to this video. Also, subscribe for more future content, and I will see you guys on the next video. What do you guys think? She guilty or not guilty? Alright, doses.